Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Facebook Live. It is my great honor to be here. I have two very special guests. So this is Jimena Gavino, and it is my great honor to welcome everybody. I am the director for the center, Master Sha Dao Healing Center in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. Tonight, today, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time it is in your part of the world, you have an opportunity to receive a Tao Hands blessing. So I want to introduce you to Tao Hands. If you have never had the opportunity to experience it, what are Tao healing hands? How do they work? How do they get their power, right? And then I'll give you the opportunity to receive. And then I want to introduce you to two very special guests. All right. So let's start with what are Tao Hands, and let me see if I can share my screen. And while I'm doing that, can you all post on in the chat, why are you here? What would you like to receive a Tao Hands blessing for? What part of the body, heart, kidneys, liver, maybe back pain, shoulder pain, maybe you have what's it called? Memory issues. So choose one part of the body, one condition, one relationship, one aspect of your finances, or one issue with work. Type it into the chat, and also let us know, are you new? Is this the first time that you're actually finding out about Tao Hands? So let us know. And while you do that, I'm going to share my screen. What are Tao healing hands? Tao healing hands are a spiritual transmission. This spiritual transmission comes from the Dao. What is the Dao? The Dao, as it is explained in Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, which is considered one of the two most read books in the world. Yeah. So the Dao, in his teachings, Tao is the source. Tao is the name that he gave to the source. Source is the ultimate creator of heaven, Mother Earth, countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes. My teacher is Dr. and Master Jing Sha. Master Sha has been teaching the Tao almost from the day that I met him, which is over 20 years ago. When I met Master Sha was a very powerful Qigong master. He had actually become a master of Qigong at the age of 12. He became a master of Tai Chi at the age of 10. So he started to study at the age of 6. At the age of 10, he began to study Qigong. He mastered that. And then at the age of 16, he was studying at the Shaolin Academy. Master Sha has studied all of the ancient arts. He's also studied Western medicine. He studied traditional Chinese medicine. He is known. He is a world-renowned healer, humanitarian, and he's also a New York Times best-selling author. He is the founder of Soul, Mind, Body Medicine. He's the founder of the Love, Peace, Harmony movement, a mantra, a song, and a movement. The vision is to create love, peace, and harmony, a world of love, peace, and harmony on Mother Earth. And he is the creator of Tao calligraphy. Master Sha has dedicated his life to helping to relieve the suffering of humanity. And so he avidly pursues higher and higher levels of power, to be able to empower all of us to transform whatever blockages we have. So the Tao, Master Sha, so let me back up. So Master Sha, when I met him, as I said, he was very powerful Qigong master, very powerful medical doctor, recognized actually in China, in the Philippines actually. When he was there, and working at the hospital, they referred to him as the young Chinese miracle healer. Already he was well known for his remarkable healing abilities. What's unique about Master Sha is that he became a channel, a divine channel in 2003. In August of 2003, I met Master Sha in October of 2001. So I've known Master Sha before and then after. And I can tell you without any question in my mind whatsoever of the extraordinary dedication of Master Sha to serving humanity. That dedication has uplifted him, so he's now a source channel. A lot of the teachings that he offers are teachings that he receives directly from the source. This particular teaching about the Dao comes from the Dao, the Jing. So the source, Dao is the name of the source that Lao Tzu gave to the Dao in his classic Dao De Jing. So the Dao cannot be seen, cannot be heard, cannot be touched. It cannot be explained by thoughts or comprehended. Sorry, cannot be explained by words or comprehended by thoughts. It has no shape, no image, no time, no space. Dao carries source, invisible love, light, frequency, and vibration. Dao is the universal principles and laws. What are those principles and laws? Law of yin yang, law of 5 elements, the law of Shen Qi Jing. So I'm going to go through these really quickly with you. And for some reason, I'm not able to set this up as a slide presentation, but that's okay. So what is the universal law of yin yang? A universal law basically means that everyone and everything follows this law in how it functions in the world. Everyone has yin and yang nature to them. Yin yang refers to, yang is related to heaven, fire. It's exciting, it's heat, it's rising, right? So the top part of the body, the back, yang energy. Yin energy is related to Mother Earth, and it's water, it's cold, it's calming, it travels down. Everything has yin yang components. They are in a state of relative balance. When we have illness in traditional Chinese medicine, what are they adjusting? The yin yang balance. They're adjusting that with herbs. They're adjusting that with acupuncture. They're adjusting that with massage. Yeah. Another law is the law of the 5 elements. Everyone and everything has 5 elements. It has the wood element, the fire element, the earth element, the metal element, and the water element. When something is out of balance, it means that one of the elements too strong or too weak. So what are the elements? How is that related to the physical body? Take the wood element. The authority organ is the liver. The paired organ, the yang organ, is the gallbladder. The tissues are the tendons and nails. Body fluids are the tears. Eyesight is related to the wood element. The emotional imbalance of anger, or the opposite, which is patience, the balanced emotion. So when we have something that is out of balance in any one of those components, then you adjust, you focus on the liver to adjust all of the aspects of the wood element. And the same would be true for the fire element, for the earth element, metal element, and water element. So the next universal law is the universal law of Shen Qi Jing. And this is something that Master Sha developed with Dr. Rulin Shu, who is a quantum physicist. She's a string theorist. She focused her PhD work on quantitatively defining the grand unification theory, which is actually the holy grail of science, right? Because it's the one law that explains how the whole world works. From a spiritual perspective, based on ancient spiritual teachings, the universal law of Shen Qi Jing says everyone and everything is made up of Shen, Qi, and Jing. So the character on the far left is a Chinese character using a very special type of Dao calligraphy called Ibiza. The second character is Qi, and the third is Jing. Shen represents, encapsulates soul, heart, mind. Soul is in the spiritual realm, it's spirit. Then if you go to the right side, the Dao science side, the parallel component is information. It's a message. So everyone and everything starts with a message. That message is sent to the heart. Heart is the receiver. It is the core of life. And the heart receives the message. That message is sent to the mind. Mind is consciousness. In Dao science, the mind is the processor of information. The mind sends the message to the energy. So if the message is one of healing, the message that goes to the energy is raise the frequency and the vibration to bring about healing in the liver. So Qi in Dao science is the mover of information. It starts to change on a more physical level. That energy then drives the transformation of the matter. Jing is matter. So a message of healing is going to go from the soul to the heart, which is the receiver, to the mind, which is the processor, starts to put it into action. It goes to the energy, which is the mover, starts to change the frequency and the vibration, raising it, lowering it, and then it goes to the matter, which then manifests as either health or sickness. So we can do a whole workshop on this, but this gives you an idea of how information travels. So then when we talk about Dao Hands, you understand what we're talking about. So what is Dao Hands? Keeping in mind these universal laws. Dao Hands are a spiritual transmission. It is a golden light ball that we receive into one of our hands. Left hand, right hand, doesn't matter. Where does this golden light ball come from? It comes from the Dao. What is the Dao? The Dao is the ultimate creator of heaven and Mother Earth. But there are countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes. And so it is the ultimate creator of all planets, countless planets, stars, galaxies, universes. And in the Dao, there are universal laws that are governing everything, everyone and everything, and we have to follow them. So one of those laws is the yin-yang law, and the second one is the 5 elements law, and the third one is the Shen Qi Jing law. Each of them helps us to understand how the world operates, and if there is an imbalance or if something is not in alignment, how we can bring it back into alignment. Yeah. So Master Sha is a Dao and Source channel. What that means is that he's able to bring the frequency, the vibration, the message of Source, love, forgiveness, compassion, and light in these golden light balls, transmit this golden light ball of the Dao, of a Dao healing hand to you, to me, to empower us to connect, invoke with this golden light ball, invoke Source frequency and vibration, Source messages of love, forgiveness, compassion, and light, to transform messages that are not positive, that may in fact be causing us to suffer. So the messages could be a message of liver disease, it could be a message of heart disease, it could be a message of emotional imbalances, anger, depression, anxiety. It could be a message of worry. It could be a message of grief and sadness. It could be a message of fear, terror. How does this work? The golden light ball sends its message, its positive message, its high frequency and vibration. We receive it in our heart, and instantly it begins to change the negative messages, the low frequency, high frequency, and positive messages. So I wanted to introduce someone to you. Some of you have already met her. And this is Dr. Monique Giard. I was going to show you the video, but every time we try to do anything that includes videos or PowerPoints, we're losing the internet. So please forgive us. We will post the link to her video in the chat, not the chat, but in the comments. But I'm going to bring her on live. So I want to introduce to Dr. Monique Giard. I met Monique 3 years ago. She is a clinical counselor and an EMDR therapist. What you don't know is that Monique is highly, highly respected and regarded in the psychotherapy community. I asked Monique one day, I said, how do you get your clients? I said, what do you do? Do you advertise? What do you do? She said, no, I don't advertise. Everyone comes to me by referrals. Okay, I took that. What I didn't realize is that the referrals are coming from hospitals. VGH is right down the street, Vancouver General Hospital. It's coming from the court systems. It's coming from very well-established, recognized medical doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, probably also the court systems, I believe, are also referring clients to her. She is known as someone who can find solutions, in other words, can help clients who have very complex cases. At the time that I met Monique, she was not applying any of these techniques. Since then, Monique has introduced the practices to some of her clients. Only some are open to this. Practices and also a Dao Hands. I want to invite Monique to just share one story and then to introduce her special guest that she's invited to be with us today. So Dr. Giard, it is my great honor to work with you. It's my great honor to welcome you. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for bringing your guest.
Thank you so much. Yes, since I've introduced Dow Hands in my practice, in my private practice, I've seen results that are so much faster, long-lasting, and people experience change and transformation much, much rapidly and easily, much, much easier. And so my most successful story recently is someone that had suffered from head injury. And it takes a long, long time to recover from head injuries, from car accidents or other situations, sport injuries. But this particular one, the person could not function, absolutely not, like so many symptoms. And when I started teaching the basic techniques of Master Sha and offering Dao Hand services, the transformation is so much more rapid. And the person is now able to focus, to get back into a life of, a life with daily activities. Before, the presenting issues were that the person was at home, the light was affecting, the sound was affecting, and isolation because of fear, not knowing what would happen of her life. And then in only a number of sessions and the practices and the remote Tao Hands, the person is able to get back to life and thrive in activities that are so special. And so I would like to invite my guest this evening, and I've had the privilege to meet the parents and working with their child. And what is so special is that my guest Marie Guignard, they were looking for a different kind of counseling, a different kind of approach. And with the service of Tao Hands, it has complemented the traditional counseling services that people use. And that's what they were looking for. And so I'd like to allow Marie to come on and share what she has observed before we started sessions and what happened in only 6 sessions, what she has observed. Thank you, Marie, for being with us this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Girard, for having me this evening. So to introduce myself a little bit, my name is Marie Guignard. So I'm a proud mother of 3 children, and I'm also a registered clinical counselor in BC, Canada. So first time I've met Dr. Girard is for one of my children that I will call my sunshine this evening because of confidentiality purpose and because she is my sunshine. So I've met Dr. Monique for my daughter. I was looking for a counselor for her because she was experiencing social anxiety. So just to talk a little bit about social anxiety, if someone doesn't know what it is. It's a fear about judgment others have about yourself. So it's difficult for people who have social anxiety for communication to connect with others. So it is a painful thing to have. So when we talk about anxiety is a normal emotion. But when we talk about social anxiety, it's something that is really distressful to have. So for my daughter, the difficulty for her was especially at school. So she couldn't connect with other students. She couldn't have friends. So every night she was crying every night. So me and my husband, we had to talk with her to do what we can to support her. And we were doing that. One night I was doing that, or the other night that was my husband, because it's really so stressful, so difficult for us parents when we have children that has this distress, and we don't always find the good words to say to our children to support them. So I was looking for a counselor. So I found Dr. Monique, and I'm a big believer does nothing in life. There's no coincidence. So everything is happening for something. So then my daughter, my little sunshine, has her first session with Dr. Monique. And it was a Friday, so I chose a Friday because it was the first time for her. So I want to have the weekend to see if what is going on. So on the Sunday, usually before the session, she always crying because she has to go to school. And this Sunday, she didn't cry. So she was the same as my other children. So when we have 2 children, 3 children, we just want all of them to be happy. So that was the way for my other children. They were happy to go to school. They have any difficulties but for my daughter, it was difficult for her. So for the first time, she was happy. She didn't have any stress, anything to go to school on Sunday. So this night, my husband and I, we didn't have to talk to her, to support her, nothing. She just go on bed, and that was okay. And on Monday, she was happy to go to school. She get ready, she go to school happy, nothing. So for me, that was something really I can find, like, as a mom, the word to express myself. Because like I said, when we have a children who is experiencing that distress, we want to have something to do for them. It's not always easy. And I know I'm a registered clinical counselor, but as a mom, that's another experience. So like Dr. Monique said, she worked with her during 6 weeks. And what we all see in our family, it's a big change. The change is about her life. She's become really positive than before. For example, she wanted to move another place because we are a family, a military family. My husband is military. So she wanted to go back to Quebec because we come from Quebec. But now we are in a beautiful place. Now she's able to enjoy the place. She was talking with us and say, it's beautiful here. And it was so amazing just to see the change, the positive change. There's a bakery we love to go. Before we went with her, she didn't want anything. Nothing was good. And 2 weeks ago, she was talking to me. She was saying to me, I love the bakery. I'm like, what? You said before you didn't want anything, you don't like anything there, but she was talking to me, oh, she loves the place and she would like to go back again. And another thing also, it's now she's able to walk, she's play with her daughter, with her sister. Before it was like always like fight. She didn't want to work with her sister, and it was difficult for the whole family, the relationship in the family. So with this session, the Dao Hands, what it was amazing, it was really fast, but also the thing is the way I feel it, it's touched something deeper for my daughter. And I don't think that, no, I'm talking really like the mom. So I didn't know before, like I said, I didn't know about that when I didn't never hear about that. And for me, that was so amazing. I feel that really go and touch her really deeply. And that helped my family, my daughter. So I have my daughter back. My husband has her daughter back. My other children have their sister back. So today I wanted to share that first because I want other people who have children, mom, father, that you are not alone. That thing that's happening to anyone, social anxiety, depression, and things like that. Also, I wanted to share there's hope. And for me, for my personal experience that I'm talking about tonight, with my children, the Tao Hands was really amazing for me. Like I said, I really have the feeling that something touched her really deep inside.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say thank you, first of all, for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for opening your heart to Dao Hands, and for sharing with us something so personal. You know, your daughter, Sunshine. I love that.
Yeah.
She's Sunshine. Yeah. It's not an easy thing to do. You know, to open yourself up and share. What I was so moved. You know, I was also crying. I was like, oh my goodness gracious. because I can feel that the transformation, watching a child suffer is difficult. You don't have the answers. You don't know where to turn. You don't know how to help them. And I can hear it when you say, I have my daughter back. My husband has his daughter back. My other children have their sister back. And she has more than her original self back. Something deep inside of her has changed. That's, we spoke earlier about the Shen Jing law, the law of, it's really an information pathway. If you can change the message at the root, that means that you can change your life. We often talk about this in relationship to calligraphy because calligraphy is writing. So it's much easier to understand the concept because we're writing. So it's much easier to understand, okay, I can write and change the message within you. But it's the exact same dynamic. We offer Dao Hands. Dao Hands is a spiritual transmission, comes into us. We receive the Dao Hands. The Dao Hands turn on, they radiate to the heart of the recipient, golden light that carries source frequency and vibration and a message of source love. What touched your daughter is the source love. It's above human love. When you can be touched by that, look at the difference it can make. And something you said, I want, which I just admire you for this. You said, I want other parents to know, doesn't matter, you're not alone. If you have social anxiety, whatever the issue is, there is a solution. And this may be one of those, this may be the solution for you because other things, you may not find that other things give you the ultimate transformation that you're looking for. And that's because it's changing the message. Many times what happens, for instance, in healing the physical body, people have transformation, but it doesn't change the message. So what happens is the message is still there. A good example is for instance, with cancer. People can go into remission, but then 10 years down the road, suddenly they do a body scan and they have stage 4 cancer. And they're like, how did that happen, right? Because the message was still there. But if you can transform the message, not eliminate, but literally transform the message from a message of sickness, social anxiety, to a message of love. When you talk about your daughter, I love the bakery. Just think about that, right? That's the message of love that's now inside of her. That's replaced the message of, I don't like this, I don't like that, because the pain in her heart was too high, too strong.
Yes. So now we see her, she can enjoy small thing, like just enjoy the place where she's living. And before that, it's kind of, she couldn't see anything, any beautiful things, anything, because she was suffer. She has this distress inside of her. And like I said, with the Dawan, I feel that it's go really deep. And I felt that it touched her really hurt. And also other things are also, it's like I said, I'm a registered clinical counselor, and like I said, I a big believer that there's no coincidence. And after that experience with my daughter, I registered to take a Darwin training. So this is something I would like to offer to my future clients, people who want to have that. And also my husband is not a clinical counselor, he's military, but he's gonna take it the training too. So
Beautiful.
yes. So when I talked with Dr. Monique, I said to her, I feel that I've took a lot of training, but I feel like there's a small piece that I didn't have, and I feel like now I found this small piece as a registered clinical counselor for my clients or my clients. So it's why, like I said, there's no coincidence. So I think that that's amazing things too in this experience.
Thank you so much, Marie, for sharing tonight. And this is such an important message because during the pandemic and all across and all around the world, I receive messages regularly of teachers, parents, you know, some of my friends that are school principals. What do we do? Can we do more? Can we do Dow Hands? But the thing is we need parental permission because it's a powerful transmission. So I'm so glad that you as a parent were open to receiving such a blessing because it is powerful and it can transform the life of so many people. The social anxiety is one, depression, student that cannot find their motivation, their life purpose. I worked in high school for many years, and when we help someone find their life purpose, their motivation, their life turns around. And that is possible with Tao Hands. Because as you said, Mary, something deep inside is transformed at the soul level. And when they connect soul, heart, mind, body together, there is like an explosion inside, an explosion that releases all the veils, the darkness, and now it's clear. And then the person is totally aligned with their true self, with the person they are meant to be at the soul level. And that brings so much joy. And when I offer Tao Hands to my clients, oftentimes they feel warm, they cry, they say, wow, this is so special. And they feel the deep transformation. So I want to thank you again, Marie. I want to thank your family, your husband for signing up for the Tao Hands training, and those who will be watching this video, those who are watching the Empower Yourself with Tao Hands. There's a training coming up. So we would like you to register for the training. And also, until then, every day, we will have on Facebook some presentations with very important members of our top teachers, and people have a chance to experience the blessing. So sign up, register for April 23rd to 25th. Those, and particularly professionals that would like you, Marie, that would like to incorporate in their profession Tao Hands blessing, Tao healing hands. So I'm very, very grateful that you were here, and I will let Jimena say a few words. Thank you, Jimena, for having us tonight.
So thank you both very much. Thank you, Dr. Monique. And thank you, Marie. It's such an honor to hear your story. It's an honor to hear both of you. And I just am touched really by the how open your hearts are to Tao Hands. Yeah. And because of that, I think is why you're having the kind of results that you're having. And I think that what I want to say to people who are watching this video is open your heart, open your mind. Tao Hands is not something that you can see. It's invisible, but you can feel it. You can experience it. Marie talked very beautifully about the changes in her daughter. That's tangible. That's tangible change. Experience it. Every day this week through Friday, Monique mentioned at 11 o'clock Pacific time, and at 6 p.m. Join us. Receive Tao Hands. Experience it for yourself. Choose one thing. Receive the blessings over and over and over. And then sign up. Join us. Become a Tao Hands practitioner. Help your family. Help your community. Help the world. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.